Hey YouTubers, it's been a while since I made a video. It's been about April 1st. I never really updated what's been going on in my life. I used to come on here quite often, and I don't know, I guess life just kind of happened. So yeah, I have been going through a lot of shit lately. If you watch my channel, you know that I got out of prison. Officially, well, unofficially, I guess you could say, June 30th of 2009. Then I officially was released from custody on August 31st of 2009. So what's gone on since then? Basically, my marriage fell apart, and you know, I really don't know. Like I've said before, I don't know what happened with that. Basically, the big blow up was she called me and basically just said a lot of unforgivable things to me, and then asked me for a divorce later on. So I'm not going to say it's completely her fault. I mean, I'm at fault too. But anyway, besides that, then the end of 2009, my mother got a call. She had gone for a CAT scan, and doctor found a mass in her lung. It turned out to be cancer. So anyway, fast forwarding through a whole bunch of other shit related to that, found out it was cancer, and then she started on radiation and chemotherapy. Took one shot of the chemotherapy. She started to get very dehydrated, couldn't keep anything down, going to the bathroom on herself. Anyway, this one day, I came home from going to see my kids, and I found her sitting on the couch, and I could smell excrement, shit. So I walked over to her, and I'm like, do you, I think I point blank asked her if she shit herself, and she said she had. So I was going to help her get up and go to the bathroom and get cleaned off, which is what she seemed to want, and she couldn't get up. So then, luckily some of her friends were coming by. She couldn't get her to move out of the chair. She just wouldn't, and she told me she had been sitting in that shit for about an hour. So me and her friends, we got her out to the car, and then I took her down to the hospital, and the doctors told me that there was a good possibility that she could die. Her kidneys were shutting down. No matter how much fluid they put into her, they couldn't get her blood pressure to come back up. So, anyway, she was like that. They put her on like a whole shitload of medications, like a cocktail basically. Doped her up. And then the nurse called me one morning, and it was like some crazy time, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and said, "Your mother wants you." And I was like, "Really?" And she's like, "Well," she said, "yeah." She said, "I asked her what she wanted." She was like, and finally she said, I asked her, "Do you want your son?" And she started to nod. So I went down there, and she had an oxygen mask on. And she told me they're all here. She pointed out specifically her grandfather, and told me that my father was standing behind me. And she was looking off to the side of the bed, deeply listening to someone talk. I mean, I'm sure you've heard or maybe seen somebody who's near death, and, you know, there's long gone people there. My father, he's been dead almost 2 years. My mom's grandfather, he's been dead probably about 40 years. But yeah, anyway, then they pumped her with a lot more medicine and she was kind of just vegging. And the doctor told me that basically that was it. There was nothing that could be done. Anyway, fast forward to the day before she died, which was Tuesday. She had a moment of clarity. It was weird because the nurse had come in to move her a little bit, and she seemed to get a little roused out of her, you know, haze. And I told her about all the people that had been out to visit her, and she started to cry. And then that night I got the call that she had passed away. And that opened a whole slew of other problems. I mean, well, of course, the emotional stress of that, you know, and yeah. And of course, the fact that I had yet to secure a job at that point. So I was kind of fucked, plainly. And luckily, well, I guess not luckily, she had a reverse mortgage on the house, so Bank of America wants me out of the house in 6 months. 6 months will be up on October 7th. So yeah, this house though, I tell you, it's falling apart. They're gonna kick me out, and they're gonna have their work cut out for them. I mean, I'm not gonna make any more work, but yeah, they got a job on their hands, so yeah, they can keep all the extra money as far as I'm concerned, because they're gonna need it for services. Yeah. Well, yeah, I figured I was gonna make this video. I've been talking about making a video for a while. There's other stuff going on in my life, but you know, I just wanted to put a little something out there. I'll probably make one later at some point, but that's what's going on now. I have secured employment since then. I know that somebody watches these videos that really shouldn't be watching these videos. Yes, I know you're watching. There's a lot I could say to you right now, but I'm not going to. Yeah. I think silence is the best tactic right now. And you ever hear that phrase? Smile, it'll make people wonder what you're thinking. Keep wondering. You may find out soon enough.